This is Main Art. Thanks for checking out my video. Um, this is the Werewolf continuation. I'm going to jump in right here with the pastel and see if we can start adding a little bit more texture here. Almost create something a little bit, say at night, be kind of cool. So I'm going to just, with the pastel, start working in just our shape here. We'll try to see if we can get the moon going. That'll be kind of cool, or at least a faint version. Okay, just gonna use some blending here. Gonna even that out. From this point, I think we'll get in a little bit of blue color in there. Let's see. Just gonna go pretty light here. I can come back with some clouds over it, but just for now, I'm gonna just get a rough shape up there. Pretty cool. Okay. Jump back into the main piece. Start adding some more charcoal. Extend out some of this kind of this hair. So this piece is definitely more not my horror collection. Definitely love the horror theme and different things you can do in that genre. It's always a lot of fun. So just got to get in and see where the drawing goes. Extend this out a little bit further too. Okay, just come back over this, just lighten this up a little bit on the top section. Just using the pastel to add some very light areas. And all I'm doing here is I'm going to just get the shape, but then of course we'll go back in with some darker texture. Just going to set some of these clouds going over to give it that cool vibe. All right. Yeah, so that's a good start on there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that gives us a good start. Let me just go back over this ear that's coming through. Extended ear. All right. Oh, from here, as I was looking at this drawing, I'm starting to see it even in a weird way. It almost has the face up here. So that's even something I was going to extend off of. Going to add a few of these kind of strings. It looks like it's stretching. If you've seen any of my other videos, you see some similar characters, always trying to do some different horror type stuff. Um, so yeah, definitely just get in, have fun, different characters. Now this charcoal is pretty strong, so I want to add a little bit extra to it coming in over this hair. Just accentuate it with the pastel because it is a pretty bold color. All right, yeah. So perhaps even I'm gonna even extend some of this down a little bit, see if I can almost work in. So let's almost say this thing might be pretty big. So I'm gonna just shape in just some more of this fur on this other side to really just wrap it into the picture. All right, so at this point, we do have this creepy looking werewolf character with some different things happening. Jump back up at the top here, see if I can just add a little bit more of this clouds off the top. Okay, definitely see if I can work a little bit more of this hair into here. Give it that effect. This is just doing lines going over the pastel with the charcoal, and it gives it a good dimension, a little extra. Now from here, let's even get it one step further. We have the face transformation on one side. Let's get so what I'm doing here is just going to start a very rough version of the arm, the forearm into the wrist. So for me, I'm going to make this pretty gnarly looking just to try to really get musculature, a lot of different contour in there. And this is where I really like to get in there and have some fun with the charcoal. Just use different shades and lines. Just gonna work in here what could be the fingers slash claws. Very loosely, of course, on this first go. Then I'll come back in and add some more details to it. course, this is not going to be 100% symmetrical as it's in this kind of transformation form. I'm just seeing if I could just make it a little bit like creepier, maybe some gnarly turns, stuff like that. Just using our charcoal here, just small lines. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely coming a long way so far, what we have, but I definitely like the direction it's kicking in. And again, this is really just to get that rough feel in the interior of this kind of this claw, this hand. And then what's cool is we could even come back in with the lighter just to give it a little bit some texture. Certain areas. So, and even on this forearm, it's coming through. We'll get some, try to get a little bit of hair going. Do that. Mixed in with this kind of metamorphosizes, this weird. Okay, so definitely coming a long way. And if you like this type of art, of course, I invite you to check out some of my other videos. Doing a lot of stuff in the horror genre. And of course, if there's anything you want to see, just post it in the comments. We could see if we can come up with some new videos with that creature or whatever it might be. Definitely more on a spookier side, creepier side. So even from here, just gonna add a little bit more coming in. Maybe just work in this kind of connecting the tissues. Just loose stuff coming out. Even work in some of that color in this section. Pretty cool. Just want to get this kind of dripping off his hands up here. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a lot happening now in this one. I'm gonna just continue with a little bit more of this on the hair section. Get some accentuate some of these areas. That gives it a cool feel just by running in some of that light, this gray or however we want to do it. Coming in on this section. Yeah, so darken out some of this back in here. Just want to give it some solid space. This way it'll make our other pieces pop a little bit. Okay, yeah. Definitely moving along. Add a little bit more texture on this side of the ear. I'm looking at that. Want to hook that up a little bit. Fade that in. Come back in with that kind of gold. Maybe that's catching a little bit of light. So that gives it a cool look over there. See if any of this catching. Yeah, so just gonna add some more very light layers of any of these transformative areas. Go back into our main here, that main core. Just continue to give that piece. All right. So definitely a lot today. Hit these gums slightly a little bit. Again. All right, so getting some of this in a little bit. That's just going to be kind of some hair down there, certain areas. Just that fade out gives it a little bit of a look with the hair. All right, so I think one last thing, what I'm going to do, since we're looking at this transformation, so I'm going to get more of this glow happening under this section. And what this is doing is just really showing that backdrop of this glowing creature, this transformation into the wolf. I'll get back in with the charcoal just to highlight that. Make sure I come back over those lines with the charcoal, and that's really going to make it stand out. Especially these fingers. Taking a look, maybe sneaking a little bit this orange in here. It's kind of a cool feel. Do a very slight connection here, almost like it's electricity or something. Come back up in here. Just gonna work in some of that backdrop. Pretty cool orange. All right, well, this is Main Art. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I really appreciate it. I do invite you to subscribe if you like this kind of art, this horror art. I'm doing a lot of new stuff each week, so I definitely check out some new videos. And of course, in the comments, if there's any kind of creature or anything you want to maybe see a version of, or any ideas, yeah, just feel free to post in the comments. But thank you so much, and keep drawing. Take care.